afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, another educational propaganda cast from the host Imperial Lane. As we're having a look here at a Monday novice fight, a 1 vs 1 on Somoski. We shall be watching in the southern half here. Dots fighting for the Soviet Union, fighting for the glory of Comrade Stalin and the 210th Rifle Corps going up here versus Mademan G74 fighting for Germany, for the Reich and the Kampfgruppe Ernst. Special 5 command start there with penal troops on the way. Noting an immediate choice of guards motor by the way here for Dots, and I'll just refer to Dots as Dots. Mademan on the other hand going straight here for special operations. So both players here within the first minute using a doctrine. Interesting. Both players seizing straight for the fuel. Fault comes out here for Mademan. More Strafniki noting here, by the way, he went for this kind of stuff, but he didn't get any extra troops, so in that regard, he'll actually be lacking behind his opponent, sort of securing territory. Most players will generally tend to at least get one country squad, at least one more engineer squad, before getting, sort of having something out there, so they don't have, for example, that piece of time that will basically, you're already training one squad, but you already lined up another one. That's basically time not happening. And again, we could sort of be, trying to push up for more territory. And all here again, we're noting he is beginning to lag behind territorially compared to his opponent. So, a quick note there for those curious. Sandbags up here. Alright, positioning. Second squad of full squad it is there. Well, again, delayed amount of territory there for Dots. Units here hanging about. In fact, he's laying down an awful lot of sandbags, which seems a bit, how shall we say it, needless this early into the game, laying down that many. So I don't know. I mean, if he's going to be rushed, he'd be caught here. Expecting Russia to be caught while doing it. I mean, so it's not really going to serve much purpose. If better off, it'd be advancing farther forwards. Heading into the centre of the village, ignoring the flanks, and a Kubelwagen out there for Mademan.
Troops are standing by.
Third squad there of Strafniki. Also heading into the centre of the village. Here's both players there focusing on. We're always seeing a bit of bunching up for the infantry from Mademan. His men, there we go, getting into cover. Strafniki taking up position in the church. Bunching up closer again. Volkers there getting targeted, getting flanked here. By the way, need to pull in a bit closer. Note, cover direction. For example, these gentlemen here, for example, are not really covered from the church. In fact, they'll be easily taking a lot more damage right here. Not a good position for Mademan. Kubang around here to attack from the north. Not going to do much against the units in a building in one set up there, so that's not really very effective there by Mademan. Strafniki here standing about. Come on, Dots. Don't have your men hanging about doing nothing. Scout car arriving. Stormplayer is attacking from the north here. One casualty here for Dots. Penny was waiting for the scout car to come up, but he needs to get moving. Quickly, comrades. And he's doing a bit better here. Inflicting some casualties. Like he's going straight for the scout car. Interesting enough, Mademan did not react to the Kubang going straight past his Sturm Pioneers. In fact, even lost several Sturm Pioneers there quickly. A bit slow there to pursue the Kubang, but likely that will go down, particularly with the Strafniki with the SPT-40 semi-automatic rifle standing in a fire. Strafniki moving up there versus the Volksgrenadiere. There we go, abandoned, pull back. Oh, he's moved straight within the range here of the flat emplacements. Taking ages, he's not even overdriving, and there we go. Scout car wrecked for no good reason. Kubelwagen wrecked, now need to get out of there. Retreat, almost lost an entire Strafniki unit there. That was definitely a bit senselessly done there. Fourth squad there on the way for Dots. Also noting there are two wrecks there, or at least one wreck, which could be salvaged for fuel. Apparently the other one got wrecked though. Beyond salvaging. Battle group headquarters up here for Mademan. Volkers advancing, securing the victory point there. Not sure why it's getting into the shed here. It's not really a good building for anything, particularly from that angle, since that's where, He can't shoot back from, so that was really a bad decision there by Dots. Apparently not realizing again, you know, such matters. Getting a flamethrower, but again, it's not going to do much when they're standing in front of the door. I mean, this is rather pointless. He's just giving the Germans free shots there. Troops reinforcing. There we go. Getting out and retreating. Wasted time and wasted manpower, essentially. And Snuff did not consider upgrading any of his penal troops with flamethrowers, just moving out this brown-clad force. Volksmesse looks like he's up to 3 squads now, and the Sturm Pioneers did not salvage the scout car. Getting a Raketenwerfer, clearly worried a bit about vehicles after that one M3A1. So getting a Raketenwerfer. They should probably focus something a bit more on something that can deal with those Strafniki a bit more solidly. Troops then retreating, not a lot happening. One mass retreat right there for Mademan, sort of cost them off the field. But at the same time, there are some larger ones there from Dots as well. There we go. Volkswagen's engaging the Strafniki, getting into the shit again. It seems like, I mean, Dots has a nice idea in sort of trying to use buildings, but he doesn't really seem to realise, you know, it doesn't really help much if he's facing off against 10 men. He can only have 2 men shooting back in return. At the same time, Mademan is apparently not really fully advancing up. But there we go, seems to realise his problem. Comrade, we can only shoot out of 2 of those windows. That is not good communism, I think. And here, going straight for the Guards Infantry, then to sort of further add something. Maybe some DPs, they could actually do some work. That he might want to cancel the flamethrower here to sort of, you know, get it out. Noting there, a Schwerpanzer pulls up to cover the fuel point. Good there. And there you go, charging straight on the Volksgrenadiers, you know, stand up, shoot, focus down 1 squad at a time. Panzerschreck up. Mademan really worried about any sort of enemy vehicles within the first 7 minutes. And right here, it's a bad positioning. Why might you say, by the way, this is bad positioning? Stand up right there in front of the Sturm Pioneers on negative cover, which really only makes it easier. Right there, that's just a slaughter of Strafniki, particularly since he actually went close to them. I mean, that was overall very poorly done. Very poorly done right there by Dots. Overall, actually giving Mademan their chance of doing some heavy damage. Grenades going off there versus Strafniki. Sturm Pioneers heading in. Panzerschreck doing, whoa, some surprising damage there. So overall, a series of not so good engagement there by Dots. Then, particularly this one was horrendous. Again, horrendous. Nothing short of horrendous. I mean, standing out in negative cover versus units with assault rifles remaining out there, and note also the closer range. Not exactly high caliber tactics. Guards infantry in there. He's going to have to, of course, reinforce a lot of troops. Another Raketenwerfer. Clearly, Mademan is very worried about enemy vehicles. He's getting Raketenwerfers and Panzerschrecks. Another infiltration assault there. Didn't do so much, and there we go. The result is a swift retreat. Another flamethrower again. He doesn't seem very interested in upgrading his Guards infantry with DPs. I mean, you know, why get the Guards infantry and not get them DPs? I just wonder. But right now, with the Schwerer Panzer at quarters out, he could either, you know, try and get a Lux, though. I mean, he's actually got the fuel for it. And then considering the force composition of Dots, it would actually work out reasonably well. Or he could, of course, simply get Orbital down, which would also work well. So another way, what he would chooses there would be alright. Decent bit of harassment there, though, of course, quickly pushed back. And, you know, I mean, he could stand to at least spread out a bit further. I mean, he's just clumping up both of his squads. I mean, you know, spread out a bit, you know, still keep them in his range so they can sort of support each other. But at the same time, you'll be a bit blinder. You'll be a bit less aware of what's going on when you just keep both squads that close to each other. Plus, they don't take territory faster together. So, I mean, you might as well do that. I mean, really just to secure up here, send one squad, and you have the other squad, for example, push forwards. So, a bit problematic there. Not very effective, though there at least he spreads them out. Another schwerer Wehrmacht-Schlepper, and there we go, Obersoldaten out.
Guards troops ready for action.
Second Guards infantry squad, he's just getting a ton of infantry so far. Still moving forward, stuff needs to take up position there, needs to be careful they're getting close, there we go, Mademan realizes it. No infantry support otherwise. Might want to get into cover there, into Deckung.
We are losing
Obersoldaten taking up there, need to be careful they don't get too close and get hit with a flamethrower, there we go, in fact that is what happens. Quick bundle grenade, and he actually gets into the building. Oh! Bloody hell, that could easily get up horribly. I have no idea why he did that, and more importantly, I have no idea why I got into that many squads into one building. That's begging for a good grenading. Nego getting away, retreating right past the Sturmpioniere, and the Volkskrieger, another series of grenades there. Oh dear, that was a bit unfortunate. Their units bugged up. Retreat, or at least they got stuck on the crate, I don't know. Either way, I mean, really, a bit of a mess there, and again, you know, he shouldn't have been clumping them up in a building and then trying to retreat them at the same time. Overall, again, you know, a poor map control there from Dots, poor flank control, poor unit cohesion. In particular, since he lost his veterancy to Stravniki with a flamethrower. Further German troops continues getting a second Obersoldaten unit there, pouring out himself a lot of infantry. Head-on assault here. He loves his infiltration grenade assault, so it seems like Dots is reasonably adept at sort of, you know, dodging them, minimizing the explosive effect of it. And there we go. Volkskrieger's moving out on the Kenmare Volks, need to get one. There we go. He realizes it. Guards infantry encountering the Obersoldaten. No DPs for them, which could have helped a bit there versus the advancing Obersoldaten, but it's too late now. They are forced to run. And again, just units all standing about them, and he's going to have them close. At least have one in the building. At least have one in the building or something. And both players, well, exercising some rather rough unit tactics. I mean, sure, there's nothing wrong in just moving them in clumps when you have to get them from the base to the front line, but once you're at the front line, once you're close to the enemy, you want to spread out, you want to use cover, you want to use buildings and whatever. You don't want to have both squads there standing so close to each other. I mean, imagine if a mortar or anything is around, that could easily end up horribly. Mine, for example, could also do a lot more damage, so it's really, at that point, it's just not good at all. Tagging up there, quick grenade there, ooh, nicely catch there. And now he's just sort of lobbing around. Not good there, not good. Dots. Guards infantry moving up. Another attempt at assault grenades. Nicely actually caught this time around. Not badly predicted. Of course, lobbing there to the Guards infantry, leaving the most of them rather wounded and the other two dead. And they go. Ooh, he actually got some DPs. That's good. He actually also spread out his men just lightly. There goes second Obersoldaten unit arriving. Sturm Pioneers and Volksgrenadiers with that Panzerschreck. And he's... You've got to be kidding! He's getting a Jagdpanzer! He's got the Schwerer Panzer at quarters. He should just wait a couple of more minutes and get a Panther. But he's actually getting a Jagdpanzer. My God! At the same time, we're seeing a tank battalion command going up. They're a bit rarer to see from a player actually going Guards mountain. Not that I say you shouldn't, but it's certainly noteworthy. Sandbags going up there. Mines there. At least he's doing some mines compared to Dots, who's not using any mines whatsoever. Stravniki there with a flamethrower, and there go getting into the church. The wooden church. The Stravniki unleashed the flamethrower there upon the occupants. Not going to look good there, but there we go. The Guards infantry out in the open, by the way. Very easily exposed there to the Obersoldaten. But at the same time, they're themselves easy targets, and they are taking heavy damage there from the flamethrower. Heavy damage. There go. Half the unit wiped out in a blazing second. Got the Kenmare for standing back there doing nothing. And there you go. Jagdpanzer 4-7TV on the move. Let's see how much you can actually do with it, but again, not really a good idea when you already got the Schwer Panzer at quarters and you're not exactly, you know, far away. I mean, once you're close to that, I mean, you know, the price difference isn't really that big between the two, and you're going to get infinitely more out of a Panther compared to a Jagdpanzer 4. So I mean, there's really no logical sense I can sort of really imagine for getting a Yak Panzer IV over a Panther at the moment. Yak Panzer IV is just terrible. Let's see. Might be that Dots isn't really good with his tanks either. Again, infantry horde advances there, streaming through the streets and the avenues and alleys. And there you go, German infantry swept away. And the Yak Panzer IV, of course, can't do anything because it can't do anything versus infantry, which really, you know, begs the question, why did he get it? I mean, he's facing large infantry force, and the Yak Panzer IV is essentially useless versus that. He's already got several MNFs and Panzerschrecks. I mean, really should be just focusing on the infantry and punching as much as possible. Then, you know, getting a Panther at least sort of allow him to sort of deal with the infantry as well, but also, you know, be ready for any armor. But again, nothing like that. So it's really an absolutely boggling decision there by Mademan. Not really something I would recommend at all. In fact, I would describe it as a massive novice action there, and certainly recommend every viewer not to get Yak Panzer IVs, in particular not when your opponent actually has a large amount of infantry. It's basically a waste of resources, in particular when you have the Speer Panzer, of course. I mean, if you have these two, always go Panther. Always. I cannot emphasize that enough. Always go Panther. Still Panther versus the Stravniki, not looking good there. More troops advancing up, using a bit of terrain there, using the cover, and there we go. Quick. I think I know what he's trying to do. He's sort of trying to, you know, sort of get him to run out the door, but, you know, the problem is that partly only works. There's only one door you can guarantee they're running out of, and partly, you know, again, there were two on this, so, I mean, not really a wise decision. But there you go, T-34 arriving, charging forwards, hoorah, all that. And there you go, Yak Panzer IV shoots. Another shot there. Not a bad start for the Yak Panzer IV. One kill to the T-34 those, and that sends it's already done more economical damage, since the T-34's damage can always be just be repaired away. Not looking good here for the Obersoldaten again, and the Volksgrenadiers. He has a bit of a bad habit of stuffing a lot of units on both sides. He doesn't have some lot of units in. Quick Gewaltladung. And the Kedmef somehow managed to kill a remaining Stravniki up north. I mean, it does seem like there's some issues here with Dots in preserving his infantry. He might want to work on that. Again, his infantry tactics do have some problems. They seem a bit less reliant on cover and whatnot. Yak Panzer IV getting out of there. Though technically the name was actually Panzer IV-17, not Yak Panzer IV. It was probably meant sort of as a deceptionary measure to make the Allies believe they actually had the Panzer IV with the same gun as the Panther. Third Obersoldaten squad on the way there. That's an awful lot of Obersoldaten. T-34 they're almost fully repaired. Fuel cache down there. That's not a bad idea though, getting a fuel cache. In fact, it's getting him a ton of fuel alongside the rest. In fact, he should soon be able to call in another T-34 to sort of strike down his opponent's infantry. Well, arm for that matter. I mean, two T-34s could easily overwhelm the Yak Panzer IV and knock it out. Using the cover there, nicely provided by Mademan. Though no DPs, no DPs. You should consider that. Other guards in the squad could move up and support. Also, the church is slightly smoking.
Grenadiers ready.
I wonder who's been opening up with the incense. Second T-34, they're already arriving. In fact, he could soon get a third one. So, I mean, already there's going to be a noticeable difference there between the two soon. Another grenade assault there versus the church. Not really doing well. T-34's got support. Clear up the infantry. The fascists, another grenade assault on the church. Lots of grenades really going into that. One guardsman left alive. And there we go, just crushing an entire Volkswehr squad almost. In fact, going on to crush the most of the rest of them on his other one. Yak Panzer IV moving in. Bad positioning, no. Bad positioning. He could outmaneuver it easily. Get behind it. He needs a marked vehicle. Volkswehr, they're almost wiped out. No, no, he's diverting forces. He just get behind it. No, he can just keep getting past it. No, no. What are you doing, Dots? And again, he's trying to manage two T-34s at the same time. A different precision, I suppose it might be a bit tricky, but can't help but feel that was a missed opportunity to really do some damage there to the Yak-Panther, maybe even knock it out already. I mean, with Mark Vehicle, it would take only a few shots to send that thing on fire. So a bit of a missed opportunity there from Dots. In fact, let's pop back to Dots. Let's turn to the mid-game analysis, counter situation. Damage-wise and kill-wise, we're noting here that Mademan's actually got a massive advantage, particularly again due to Dots' well, tragic unit preservation really has cost him a lot of infantry in several not really sensible positions. From that regard, there's definitely some things there to sort of work on, and again, his armor tactics could also be a bit of improvement. And again, he was really close to actually having a good chance of knocking out, but so far hasn't. But at least been able to do some serious damage at the same time to Mademan's infantry, at least with those T-34s. I mean, it's not all bad, but there's clearly room for improvement, but needs to pull them back, get them repaired, and also with this third T-34. In fact, he might then want to further consider saving up for the T-34-85s after having 3 regular T-34s, so that way so no swarm his opponent with even thicker and better armor. So that's something to keep in mind. Otherwise, you need to work on his unit preservation, bit more central tactics, keep up the pressure on the left flank, keep bit here, and also get his guards infantry upgraded with DP so they have some more firepower versus enemy infantry. Also a bit of harassment over here would be good. Otherwise, you know, form the T-34s into an armoured punch, and that way, you know, well, an armoured finch, and strike through your opponent, knock out as many tanks and infantry as much as humanly possible. For Mademan, he needs to get a Panther, and he needs to get it damn soon. Panther, Panther, Panther. Otherwise, support his Yak-Panther fort until then with the orbital dart, push forwards that way, and secure positions here, and maybe something here with the Kedmevs. That way he might be able to hold down his opponent at least for a bit or a while. Also, he wants to keep the Kedmevs, at least some of them, also supporting the Yak-Panther fort, because again, with the amount of numbers that's going to arrive here for Dots, I mean, that Yak-Panther fort is going to be easily outmaneuvered and knocked out. So that's really some definite issues there for Mademan. But over to Dots and back to the fight. He should also consider maybe getting some artillery in from the 120 mortar. Orbital down there, not acting too cleverly. There you go, large amounts of a KenMef is now moving in on its own without any infantry support. I mean, Mademan does seem to have some very bizarre tactics there, and in fact he retreats 2 of them right away. Hard to say what he's thinking. And his tactics seem rather peculiar. T-34 repairing. I'm moving back for repairs. Says the Yak-Panther 4, I imagine.
Marking and targeting of vehicles is now available.
Bit of quiet. Troopsy building, enforcing orbital sneaking south. You know, you might want to consider where you park your T-34s for repairs so they can't move. I mean, straight in the middle of the main arterial road where you're trying to get units from here to there is perhaps not the wisest thing, particularly when you will block other tanks from moving out. So just a small suggestion there for Dots. More grenades there. Oh no, I have a bad feeling about that resource drop. Going straight for the 3-point again, but they're going counting a T-34. In fact, he's close to being to getting a 4th T-34. A 4th T-34. Oh dear, there we go. Forced retreat. Other T-34s moving in their large pack. Panther 4 moving out. Mine went off there, so he actually laid down some mines. That's neat. There go the orbital line, close to getting wiped out. The KenMef is moving down. Yak-Panther 4 moving down. And he got a second one, my god! Kept me secure at once, this is terrible. And right there, the T-34 is encountering an awful lot of rockets there from the KenMef. Need to port back repairs, pull back, pull back. Also need to move force up. In fact, they're being held down by Orbital Squad and Volkskandier Squad. Again, a lack of DPs isn't helping, and he's not even picking up the flamethrower right there. It's a flamethrower, comrades. Flamethrower.
Yes, comrade.
Shoots flame. But there we go. 2 Jagdpanzer 4s.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
With a 4th T-34 on the way.
A sector has been cut off.
Most of the infantry work now being handled by Obersoldaten. He's actually sending 1 Jagdpanzer 4 ahead on its own without any support. What is he thinking?
They are capturing our supplies.
Also remember, your tanks are more accurate when standing still, so don't try to move them out as much, particularly when you want to kill infantry. Then stop and shoot is your friend even versus other tanks. Stop and shoot. Then move if you need to move. In fact, he's sending both Jagdpanzer 4s down here. I mean, right now, if he were to attack through here, he could easily overwhelm them, knock them out. It's insane. Utterly insane. T-34's moving out. He's even marking one of the Jagdpanzer 4s way ahead of time. Why is he even doing that? There they go, breaking through, clearing out one of the Kenmen attack, forcing it to retreat. Again, remember, stop and shoot. Don't move while shooting. Another Kenmen for their 1 T-34 heavily damaged. Another T-34 they're forced to retreat. Jagdpanzer's moving ahead. Jagdpanzer 4 revealing itself. 1 Kenmen down, infantry moving in. T-34 pulling back, they're heavily damaged, close to victory. 2 need to move in, deal with the Jagdpanzers, get behind them, Quickly, maybe have some of the guards in the DPs, but get behind them. Or drive past them, something, just don't, be stuck in front of the line of fire for the Kednev for too long. And there you go, 1 Jagdpanzer falling down to half health. Satchel charges of another Jagdpanzer 4. Just utter madness. There you go, 1 Jagdpanzer 4 down. T-34 knocked out though. I mean, rather limited armor tactics there from Dots. Certainly lost him a few T-34s and they probably could have avoided. Again, he could have gotten both Jagdpanzer 4s, but at least one of them seems to be getting out of there. I suppose that's a small victory for Mademan out of this huge, well, cock-up that rather saw him lose 2 Raketenwerfers and a Jagdpanzer. And this one's actually threatened there by being knocked out as well.
Target vehicle marking available.
So, I mean, overall, not exactly very comforting. There we go, Obersoldaten and some Volksmen trying to lead a breakthrough. Kenmerfer wrecked. And there we go, another Kenmerfer cleared out. Not sure why he's not using the T-34 to kill the Obersoldaten, which is slaughtering his infantry. Self-repair. Interesting enough, he's not trying to save up for another T-35. In fact, he's just getting more Strafniki all of a sudden. Nor has he recaptured his fuel, which he's lost. I mean, it does seem like Dots gets a bit sort of overwhelmed and just sort of moves about units randomly all of a sudden. No real sort of overall coherent plan for the map. But he's got 1 T-34, they're very close to T-2. But he needs to regain that fuel and some other points there, quickly. So there we go, Mademan has been utterly forced off the field. And that Jagdpanzer 4 is just staring away into the horizon. Nothing for it to do, really. getting more folks gonna do. It's not really making sense there for Mademan. Hope he doesn't try to get another Yak Panzer IV. He should really just have aimed for Panthers. In which case I think he could have beaten Dots due to Dots roll somewhat poor armor tactics. Then again, I mean, Mademan has not really displayed himself as being a great Panzer leader either. That Panzer IV cautiously rolling down the road.
We are losing territory.
There goes Sturmpanzer. They've got two orbital down now hanging about here close to each other. A bit bunched up, not really good, not really good.
Capture our territory.
Ensures a lot of infantry firepower combined in one spot with a tank arrives. They're a bit, well, in trouble. And there we go, T-34 up veterans too. There you go, Orbison. But again, you know, stop, shoot, move, stop, shoot, move. Not the other way around without stopping at all. I mean, again, you don't get as much out in terms of accuracy and lethality with your T-34s if you don't stop them up. He's just getting some kills there, but he could definitely be doing a lot better, I think. At the same time, we'll see the Germans advancing to the centre. The Kenmev's moving up, Yak Panzer as well. Looks like he's not getting a third one, though. That's something, that's something. He might have learned his lesson, finally. Finally. Back to Mademan. Not long to a Panther, not long. Just about 2 more minutes. Orbital down, bit of shove there, close quarters veteran to 3 Stravniki, then again. No attempt maybe upgrading at least one squad there with the infrared Sturmgewehr package. Veteran 2-1. And he's just getting more regular T-34s. Seems utterly unnecessary in the T-34-45s. Grenade assault there. T-34 madly charging in, but again not stopping up for increased accuracy. Yak Panzer IV moving in, needs to be careful there. I mean, again, if he gets assaulted and overrun, I mean, it's going to get knocked out very quickly. But in this case, it seems like Dots is quick to pull back his tanks. Not engaged, though, at the same time, it does seem like Mademan's just getting a ton of Kenmevers up here. Not long until a Panther. Seems like there are no DPs on those guards infantrymen. And he's getting Sturmgewehrs on the orbital line with no health in the middle of the road. I do have to question the logic behind that action. T-34's rolling out again. Will they actually do some good? Looks like the orbital line, or the Strafniki though forced to vacate the building, which is increasingly looking very unsafe for anyone to reside in. And they go down to 1 man, and they go fine retreating, and then getting the Sturmgewehrs. There you go, he can get the Panther, come on, get the Panther. Infantry climbed up, and again, you know, stop and shoot. Why does he insist on keeping on moving? I mean, he really, Mr. Doctor, he needs to improve his armor tactics. I mean, this really shouldn't be happening. He's getting a ton more T-34s though. I mean, he's up to 4 again. And I think he might be playing here for the Command Panther. Which could help the Yak Panther IV bit as well. But I feel, you know, it's a bit late for a Command Panther. We should have had a regular Panther, then a Command Panther. rather than getting 2 Yak Panther 4s, then a Command Panther, and losing, of course, 1 Yak Panther 4 in the process.
We now stand at 300 points.
And there you go. Panzerkampfwagen 5, Befehlspanzer.
It's time for action. Crew ready. Panther.
So that should benefit his Yak Panzer a bit,
Prepare to execute fire.
making it a bit more nimble. But initially that's going to be it. But Kenmev on its own versus a lot of tanks, not really the wisest decision there by Mademan. And there you go. By the way, note he's leading with the Yak Panther 4, not the Panther with its thicker frontal armour. T-34 just needs to get behind it, move forwards, move forwards. We do see Mark or coordinated fire there. Japan allows the unit to take damage. There you go, 1 T-34 down. The Veteran 2 that's behind it all. Other T-34s again. There you go, Yak Panther 4 down. A Kenmev cleared out. Command Panther, a lot of trouble there. Did not really do that much. Though at least did more than the Yak Panther 4 did for most of its fight, I think. Veteran T3 there for the T-34, increasing its rate of fire mobility notably. In this case, he actually pulls back, realising the situation is not good versus the Panther. Good, at least some preservation coming in there from Dots, realising the situation, but nonetheless, I mean, the Panther's not going to be able to really pursue. He could recruit one of the Kenmev there, sort of turning against it. More flamethrowers dropped. Also, they were able to wipe out 1 Strafniki unit. But having lost 2 Yak Panthers, neither really doing a ton of damage compared to the Panther in the end. And of course the T-34, I mean, just 1 T-34 ended up doing a lot more than either of those Yak Panzer 4s did. There you go. Guards in this not being moving in. They should not be moving straight up to the orbital Dardan with the assault rifles not already thinking again. The infantry tactics of Dots here seems to ignore cover and, again, standing still. I mean, he seems to not realise that, you're less accurate on the move. You're always more accurate when you're standing still. There are some units who do more damage as they move, but not because of accuracy, but because they shoot more bullet stuff like assault rifles and submachine guns do overall. But note, neither the Guards infantry or the Slavniki have those weapons. So overall, he's actually using them pretty poorly. Again, he's just making them easier for the opponent to deal with when they're standing still. And the same with the T-34s, they're a lot less accurate on the move. In particular versus infantry, it actually is a notable matter. And right here, I mean, Dots is making some rather grievous tactical errors, which are overall limiting the amount of damage he can actually pour upon his opponent, which is overall making things here a bit easier for Mademan, though Mademan, of course, is also making it easier for his opponent by getting a lot of Yak Panzers.
It's time for action.
But there we go, the armoured forces are once more rebuilt here rapidly. Dots having the resource to quickly sort of pull out T-34 after T-34 here versus Mademan's armoured forces.
An anti-tank gun has taken the field.
There we go, again, charging forces, not also like machine guns, not fire on the move. Unless they're handled by the orbital Dardan apparently, but in regards to the score there, lost the Foxkins, but still not the most he's getting on the infantry line. Again, he just keeps on moving, he never stops up to shoot. We got the Panther here. He should easily be able to outmaneuver and mark vehicle it, but no, pulls back, a bit worried here, a bit nervous. In fact, not even reverse moving. Again, MNF a shot fired there. Quick Gebalteladung in an attempt to turn things around here, and there we go. With another Guards infantry squad taking over.
Prepare yourselves.
Might want to do something about this with his T-34s and quickly get that Panther maybe. I mean, if he had the heavy mortar, he could probably bombard those like Kenmev to death some time ago. Oh, there we go. Orbital Dardan with a flamethrower, gaining Veteran D4 and quickly sending those Guards infantry running. And they seem to have been forgotten up here. This Infrared Vampir-Sturmgewehr. T-34 self-repairing. Panther moving northwards.
It's time for action.
Panther needs to be careful. In fact, he's splitting himself off from the forwards again. He does not seem to realise what kind of armoured tactics he's facing. In fact, he's making it easier, even easier for Dotsdots to deal with his Panther now that he's left it on its own, in particular when there's a veteran 3 T-34 out in the field, which is actually something to be worried about, in particular with marked vehicle, which just makes that high rate of fire even more lethal.
Enemy now have 200 points.
There you go, Panther revealed, T-34 is attacking. Shots going there through the frontal armour, and marked vehicle up. There you go, another shot there, down to half health, down to less than half health. In fact, he should be pulling back a lot sooner instead of letting the T-34 to get that close. So right here, poor armour tactics again from Mademan. Another series of grievous mistakes right they enacted. He's actually, then he ruined him. I was about to say he's actually standing still with the same action line for more accuracy. But there you go. Dotsdots with Dotsdots support moving forwards, tearing the way through Russian lines. The Sturmgewehr making short work of any Russisch Infantry in front of them. And they're just tearing through them. And that's just a massacre. In fact, gaining at 5, but there we go. T-34 render it all for naught. Crushing an elite Dotsdots unit in seconds. Seconds. I mean, no survivors there. Back to Dots. Speeding this up a bit. He's actually standing still. Oh, and then they lost the T-34. Could do with a bit of work there with his armor tactics. But oh well. More T-34s. Artillery flare going down.
We have a new T-34 standing by. The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Servbot speeding up, but there's not really much left to sort of say. A show, and there you go. GG. Game over. A loss to Mademan, a victory to the Soviet Union. And rather, I mean, this thing came down to sort of several things. I mean, part again, Mademan's armor tactics were rather problematic. Again, the decision to go for 2 Jagdpanzer IVs made no sense. I mean, don't go for the Jagdpanzer IV only if you're utterly desperate. He was clearly not utterly desperate. He should have gone for the Panthers. He should have gone for the Panthers. He should also use infantry better, used cover more, and been a bit more aware of the terrain, for example. I mean, he made a lot of mistakes that way, and he's also sometimes too quick to split up his infantry. So in that regard, you know, there were some large problems. Had he gone for Panthers, he probably could have won, because Dots also had some massive issues. For example, Dots never really seemed to sort of understand, you know, how tactics seemed to work. I mean, he just kept running around with troops, getting a lot of them killed. I mean, his infantry tactics were terrible, but again, at the same time, apparently they were still better than Mademan, who lost again a lot of units. But again, it was when the tanks arrived, they ultimately, you know, he still wasn't able to match through, because again, the other guy had gone for the Jagdpanzer IVs. Also, too many Raketen efforts too early. I mean, in that regard, both players, or at least in particular Mademan, didn't really seem to realise what the opponent was actually using, and just seemed to go off against the plan in his head without checking it off. Is this actually happening on the battlefield that will make my plan make sense? But also, you know, the way that Dots was moving about, you know, he's constantly just moving about, firing on the move with units which don't really do well. Units that do well with it are conscripts, submachine guns, shock troopers, panzer grenadiers, paratroopers, submachine guns. Anything with a submachine gun or an assault rifle do more damage on the move to a certain extent, because they shoot more on the move. Spray and pray, basically. Units with rifles, light machine guns do not. They actually do a lot less, because, you know, they shoot a lot more terribly. In fact, they shoot a lot less when on the move, and they're also a lot less accurate. So at the same time, when he's then doing that versus units with light machine guns or assault rifles, then moving close to them, again, he lost a lot of units. So in that regard, you know, Dots made a lot of mistakes there. He could also actually clear up Mademan a lot sooner, because, you know, but he didn't because he kept moving around his tanks. He never stopped up to shoot and get more accuracy on them, which was also rather terrible. So in that regard, you know, Dots made a lot of mistakes over and over again. But again, it was because overall his unit composition and his unit tactics overall were a bit more coherent than Mademan. He still won. So in that regard, you know, he had some right ideas then. Overall, his doctrine used first post were to some extent also better. But overall, though, it was crude strategies, crude tactics he had used. And again, overall, a lot there that needs to be improved upon. And again, Mademan just needs to stop getting Jagdpanzer. There's no logical reason to get them. But otherwise, you know, for Dots, stop, shoot, move. Stop, shoot, move. Stopping before shooting is important with tanks. Also, know your opponent infantry and how it works. He clearly didn't. He lost a lot of infantry because of that. And also Mademan, you know, also, you know, better control of the map, used mines a bit better as well. But again, don't get Jagdpanzers. Just don't. So I hope you've learned something from this. I sincerely hope you have. I mean, there was actually some big things that sort of we learned. So if you did, feel free to subscribe, tell your friends, share with everyone. If not, you know, send in a replay of your own or provide some feedback in the comments. Also, feel free to donate to the Propagandacast via PayPal. Donations are always quite welcome. And otherwise, you know, feel free to disable ad block if you can't donate. I mean, that's also welcome. Anyways, this is Imperial Dane saying cheers and thank you all for watching. Bye.